Hello and welcome, donut fans. We're making donuts. So, I don't know, I found a recipe and then I was like, I want to try it. So I went and bought ingredients for it, and I've made this one time before. But the recipe's on my phone, so I wrote it down. And then this is a little loudspeaker that I got as like a Secret Santa kind of thing. And if you hold it up to your mouth, it makes sounds like, hello! Anyways, so we have that. We have bananas. I may or may not be using the bananas as a phone stand this time, but these are the main ingredients. So we have yogurt. I went for the Greek yogurt vanilla flavor because I thought it would work well. We have all-purpose flour. You see that? We have baking powder, cinnamon, sugar. I think that's it. Oh, and then we have like vegetable oil because we're frying these. Anyways, I have measuring tools and I have a Ziploc, and I cut the corner off on the Ziploc. We're going to use that as a piping bag. And then we need chopsticks. This is very important. So, what do we need? 1 cup of flour. Let's just get going. And I had a brilliant idea because, you know, I can use this bananas. Shout out to bananas, by the way. Banana duplication is broken. That should not be allowed. But like as a phone stand, it's like kind of cringe. The last time I made a video, those bananas were better at this job. But that'll do. But anyways, I'm a genius basically because we may not have to use the banana stand for very long. Anyways, 1 cup of flour. Let me get that out of the way real quick. The bag's a little big, so I'm just gonna pour it in. I'm not making too much of a mess, so that's all good. It's a little bit more. Perfect. 1 cup of flour. We're doing great. Okay, as you can see, the banana phone, you can't really tell what's going on too well. So, see, this is a cabinet. What if I open the cabinet and put my phone like this off the edge, and now you can see the bowl. You see that? Oh my god, I'm actually too smart sometimes. Anyways, what else do I need? 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon. 1/2 teaspoon. Perfect. So let me just get a little bit of this. Woo! Put the cinnamon in there. I always find it crazy that the Smogon Draft Team Tournament and Clash of Kings are going on at the same time. That's kind of brutal if you think about it. I think the auctions are at the same weekend or something. Anyways, a 1/4 teaspoon salt. I actually used the rest of my salt last time. I was like really scraping the bottom. Where's my salt? There it is. So I have to like refill my thing. 1 second. Anyways, so I have this thing, and like you can put salt in it. Usually what I'll have is flaky salt on one side and then just kosher salt on the other side. But right now I only have kosher salt, so yeah. By the way, this stuff, perfect. Now, apparently for baking stuff, you're supposed to use like a finer salt, but it really does not matter. I'm only going to fill this halfway because it's a 1/2 teaspoon. I only need a 1/4 teaspoon. That should do it. Let's see. 2 tablespoons sugar. Sheesh. So I have this fine granulated. Oh, that was a little bit heavier than I was anticipating. See, this is a 1/2 tablespoon measurement, so I'm gonna need 4 of these guys. 1, 2, 3. What comes after 3, guys? What comes after 3? Marshy, pay attention. Is 4. Okay, we're learning. All right, what else do we need? 1.5 teaspoons baking powder. Well, this is a 1/2 teaspoon, so I'm going to do 3 of these. We're making cinnamon sugar little donut holes today. That's 2. And trace. See, we're bilingual out here. That's Spanish if you didn't know. We just need 3/4 cup of yogurt. But before I do that, let me pull your attention to the wok. Alright, so I filled this a decent amount with some vegetable oil. And now I'm just going to turn the heat on. Because we need this to heat to about 320 degrees Fahrenheit. And yeah. Because otherwise it no bubble and it no crispy. But we want crispy and bubble for donut, because fried donut you need bubble to get crispy. Anyways, let's put you back here. We're like 6 minutes in. Nice. Alright. 3/4 cup yogurt. So this is a 1/4 cup, and do 3 scoops of that. I decided to go for vanilla yogurt. You can use any kind you want. I just thought this fit, like vanilla flavor plus the cinnamon sugar. I felt like that was a good combination. 2 and come on, 3. Perfect. We're doing great here. I'm gonna use and spoon. I just noticed this is probably like upside down for you, but that's all good. Just deal with it. And we're just going to mix until this forms a very sticky dough. Meanwhile, our oil is heating. And this comes together pretty quick. Now, if it's too dry, we might add a little bit more yogurt. I had to do that last time, so we'll see if that is the same case here. As you can see, it's starting to come together into a dough. A crucial part of making a donut is getting the dough part. Then the nut, I can give you that later, you know what I mean? You know. So yeah, like, this is looking pretty good. I'm gonna do like a very small amount more. Like, that'll do good. And I think that'll be just the consistency we're looking for. And because this donut recipe does not have yeast, we do not have to wait for it to rise. It's like very quick, very yummy. And yeah. Let's see how long it takes start to finish, because that'll be the video length. So spoiler alert, if you want to know how long it takes start to finish, look at the video length. And then that'll give you a pretty reasonable basis. Alright, I'm going to call that looking good. Make sure I scrape all the edges. Don't want any like extra flour stuck to the edge that I didn't incorporate yet. But yeah, that looks good. We're going to get our Ziploc bag. This is name brand. Let me check the oil temperature. So I don't actually have a thermometer, but chopsticks are great because if you put them in the oil, see, they're not bubbling right now. So our oil's not hot enough. It needs to keep heating up. When you submerge a chopstick or any wooden utensil into oil and it's bubbling, that means it's around the temperature you need to fry stuff. Pro tip. Anyways, let's get this all ready. I do have a hole in this, so I'm going to be careful not to spill it. And I'm also going to lay out some paper towels, just so I have somewhere to set it on the counter. I'm not getting dough all over the place, because there's a hole in it, you know what I mean? We're just going to scoop this in there. Carefully. You can't really see too well. Can I do anything about that? I'm going to shift this over a little bit. Alright, so I'm just grabbing a spoonful, putting it in the Ziploc bag, then I'm, you know, so the spoon comes out clean, ready for the next spoonful. Yeah, I feel like Smogon and Clash of Kings, they could have scheduled better. Yeah, it's a lot at one time, and I feel like the player pool in both of them is going to suffer as a result. But only time will tell. Both seem to have decently strong captain cores, although Clash is currently unreleased for that, so I can't leak the whole thing. I will just say one of these things is not like the others. You'll know what I mean when they announce it, but yeah, it's all good. And then I think Finchinator just signed up as a manager for the Smogon tour, so that'll be cool. I'm trying to manage both because I don't have any other leaks going on, so I figured, I may as well just do both because I kind of wanted to do both of them, and it's kind of unfortunate they're at the same time, but, it is what it is. But anyways, we got all this in here. We're going to firmly close the Ziploc bag. Let's check the temperature of the oil. See, I put my chopstick in there. See how it's bubbling? That's a little bit too much bubbling. I'm going to turn down the heat. If we put our donuts in at that temperature, they will probably not be okay. A little bit toasty, if you will. But you see how it's bubbling? Like, you can hear the sound. I don't know if you can hear it. I can hear the sound. It's bubbling quite a lot. So you want to wait for that to cool down slightly, because donuts you want to fry at a lower temperature. If we were doing like fried chicken or something, that would be fine, because it's more, what do I say, more food volume going in the oil, so it's going to lower the temperature of the oil faster. But donuts, they're not really that much. It's not going to affect the temperature of the oil that much. But anyways, let's get this absolutely ready. So see, the corner that I chopped off is right there. So I'm going to kind of like bunch this up, get it right close to there. See what I'm doing? Alright, so now all I have to do, kind of like put my thumb like that and then squeeze. And that's gonna shoot out, and then I have scissors that I'm gonna use to snip off when I push, and then it makes like a blue ball, snip it off, it'll go in the oil, go to the next one. So that's all ready. We just need to get our oil at the right temperature. Let's see. See, that's closer to what we want. It's like slightly bubbling, just a little bit, not too much. Let's see. Try the chopstick, because the other one had hot oil on it already. Right, that's just about perfect for me. But that's like a low temperature. It was coming down to that, so I'm going to increase this ever so slightly. On most, stovetops, a medium heat will do perfectly. This one, it's kind of like whatever. Figure it out for your own stove. Anyways, I don't really have a ledge I can put you on here. And I kind of need two hands for this. This is, spooky. What can I do here? Can I, like, put you like that? I don't know if you can see much. Is that doable? Doable? I think that's doable. That's a little precarious. I don't want to bump this cabinet because you might fall over, but I think that works. Let me just see. So if I'm on top of the oil right there, yeah, you can see that. All right, one last temperature check. All right, we're looking great. So now what I'm gonna do, got my piping bag. I'm gonna try to keep this all in shot, but I can't really see the front of the phone. But see, I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit, get nice and close to the oil so it's not dropping in, and then snip, squeeze, snip, squeeze, snip. Oh, that one's a little bit small. Readjust, squeeze, and snip, squeeze, snip. Let's just do those 5 for now. And I'm going to use my chopsticks here to kind of stir them around, make sure they cook evenly. So you can see the first one I put in there, it's already starting to get golden brown. And now what I'm going to do I don't know if you can see this on screen, probably not. I'm gonna get some paper towels ready. I have 2 bowls right here. One of them I'm putting paper towels in, and then I have this. This is just cinnamon sugar that I had from the last time I made these. It's was it 4-to-1 ratio? So 4 parts sugar, 1 part cinnamon. Very easy, impossible to mess up. And let's give these another little stir. Flip them so they cook on both sides. As you can see, these are already looking very nice. One thing I did notice is that you want to cook them a little bit longer if your temperature is lower on the oil, like correctly low. The first time I did it, the oil was a little bit hot the first few batches, so they kind of looked a little bit crispy on the outside, more of like a dark brown than a golden brown. This is just about perfect, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, so the last 2 batches I did last time had oil at the correct temperature, but the middle was like a little bit doughy. So I'm going to try to make sure these cook all the way through and they get a little bit crispier on the outside. So we're just kind of moving them around a little bit, and then when they're ready, I'm just going to pick them out. I have a little bowl with some paper towels, and then once they're like a little bit dried off, we're going to drop them into the cinnamon sugar and then into a serving bowl. And then that's going to be it. It's going to be delicious. And in my other cooking video where I made nachos, Dark Rye was very upset at me that I didn't do an on-camera taste test. But donuts, I mean, I will not forget. You know, these things are amazing. So I think these are just about done. As you can see, a nice golden brown. We're just going to get all of these onto the bowl paper towel. Now, what do you do if you can't use chopsticks? They make things called, I think they're called spiders. It's like a spoon with a lot of slots in it that you can just fish them out. Made of metal, so it's not going to melt in the oil or anything. But yeah, let me snatch you from there. Yeah, you were leaning up against some Clorox, so better safe than sorry with the germs going around. So we have these right here. All I'm gonna do, I don't really need these, so I can just grab them. They're not that hot. And then toss them in the cinnamon sugar. Make sure we're all the way coated. This one didn't want to turn around while I was shaking it. And that is it. We're going to transfer it to a serving dish. And that's how you make it. I'm not going to do more batches on camera. I can just do that later. But as you can see, they are beautiful. You hear what I'm saying? Beautiful. Yeah, that's this thing I do not recommend if you want to be understood. I did just say beautiful with the voice changer on. Shout out. And then let's see. Well, unfortunately, I don't think I can switch to the front camera in the middle of the recording. So I'm just gonna hope I'm in frame. Hey, donut. A little hot. I don't know if you can hear the crunch. It was crunchy. Got cinnamon sugar. Fluffy on the inside. Delicious. So yeah. Got the oil going still. I'm going to finish up the rest of this. And then I'm going to be very fat and just eat them all one after another. Maybe cook like a real lunch alongside, but I'll probably just have a few bananas alongside because banana and like dessert always goes together well. Anyways, cheers.